Good afternoon, Storytime families and friends. It's Frances on behalf of the UMLAUF Sculpture Garden and Museum. Our weekly Storytime is here. It is Thursday, and I am happy to share with you a new book today that makes a connection between art and community in much the same way that the UMLAUF Sculpture Garden and Museum strives to make connections between art, the art we have on the grounds, the art we invite into special exhibitions, and to the greater communities of Austin. We love to make the connections between the exhibitions and the sculptures on the grounds with the very many audiences that we welcome into our garden. If you haven't been to the garden recently, we are actually open again. We are mostly outside. We are actually all outside right now, and we are welcoming families, friends, members, visitors. I recently did a story time in the garden with young people, and they were on their blankets, and we did share a book or two that connected with art that we found along the garden paths. Today, I have got a book for you called Hey Wall, and it makes fabulous connections between art and community. Very important right now as we all discover that our communities, though we overlap, we may not always understand. And this book will help us, especially young people, to understand how we can contribute to our communities through artistic expression to better serve and better understand the diversity and the shared experiences that we may not always find at first glance in our communities. This is called Hey Wall, A Story of Art and Community. It's actually the title, A Story of Art and Community, which is why it spoke to me. It's by Susan Verde, illustrated by John Parra, and thanks to Simon Schuster for young readers for letting us read their book, their published book, for the UMLAUF Storytime. The overarching theme is one creative boy, one bare abandoned wall, one big idea. Here is a wall. Around it, a neighborhood bustles with life, music, dancing, laughing. It sounds so much like Austin. But not the wall. It is bleak. One boy decides to change that, but he can't do it alone. This is a story narrated by a young boy who makes a decision to change something he finds lacking in his community. Again, Hey Wall by Susan Verde, illustrated by John Parra. Hey Wall, you are big. A city block big. My city block. Here is this large blue wall that takes up an entire block of this boy's neighborhood. And you can see he's way down there on the sidewalk, up against the wall. And while there is activity on the sidewalk and on the street with the traffic flowing, the blue wall is mostly bare. It's big, it's blue, but it does not do too much to contribute to the city life. Maybe once you were full of style, but no one has taken care of you. You are nothing to look at. You are cold, old, and empty. This is the assessment of the wall by the young boy. Looks like I've got two versions of the boy because part of another page was sticking out. There's the young boy, the narrator. And there's the wall. Hey, wall, says the boy. In the fall, James and I skateboard past you as fast as we can on the way home from school. In the winter, the dirty snow piles up in front of you. No one shovels. Danny and her friends on the block build their snowmen on other sidewalks. So we're starting out with the seasons. There's the fall. There's the winter. And while the blue wall is the backdrop for these illustrations, it's not really engaging with what's going on the street. Continuing with our seasons. In the spring, Grandma Addie drinks iced tea on the stoop. She talks of a time when our neighborhood was beautiful, when you were beautiful, when the wall was beautiful, says the boy. In the summer, the ice cream truck rolls by. We chase it to a spot far from you where we let the ice cream melt on our tongues. So again, the blue wall is ever present, but the ice cream truck is far away. Grandma Addie is telling stories of possibly when the wall was much more attractive and much more of a vibrant backdrop for the neighborhood. Each day we all keep our eyes down. We cheer for the tiny flowers pushing through the cracks in the sidewalk, reaching for sunlight. No one looks up at you, wall. There is nothing to cheer for. You are only lonely concrete. So there's the narrator, the boy in the middle, and his friends. They are looking down and seeing life grow from the cracks in the sidewalk, little ants marching alongside their games, their hopscotch, their jump rope. But yet the wall behind them continues to be the same. Hey, wall, when we are inside with family, friends, and neighbors, there is love, there is joy. Can you smell what's cooking? We are eating together. Can you hear the stories we share about the way things used to be? We are telling jokes, belly laughing. So this boy is suggesting that the wall is not a participant in the neighborhood, like his family, friends, and neighbors are participating in each other's lives, sharing stories, sharing food, sharing community. There's the wall through the window, still there. Can you hear our music wall? We are salsa dancing, we are hip hopping, we are dizzy from spinning. We want to take it to the streets, but you don't dance, you don't laugh, you don't share your stories. They're up on the rooftop of an adjacent building, a building next door to the blue wall. They're up on the rooftop, not down in the street, where they're expressing themselves through all the different music that they are sharing with each other. Hey, wall, guess what? I'm ready to change all that, says the young boy. He's thought about it. He's ready to engage with the wall, to create with the wall. And he's not going to do it alone. He's got pencils. I've got my pencil, I've got my paints, I've got my dreams. This is my favorite sentence. I am a writer, a creator, a game changer, a wall changer. So he's not only artistically creating, he's physically creating. Artistically using his imagination, artistically using his physical creation through his art supplies, and through others. He's going to inspire James and Danny. They brought their sketches. Grandma Addie brought her memories. We've all brought our ideas and imagination. We give you one last look, wall, and then we begin. So it's not just one person who's going to engage this wall, create this wall. It's a community of people. People who already are part of the community. I call to my family, my friends, my neighbors. We stand right in front of you, staring you down. You are our wall now. We've become part of you. You've become our blank canvas. I kind of added a line in there. You are our wall now. You've become our blank canvas. And I would say the wall has become part of the community, or more so. It's about to be transformed. Your cracks and bumps and rough edges are our clean slate. I love that line too. Your cracks and bumps and rough edges are our clean slate. Every community has cracks and bumps and rough edges. It's what we make of it. Up on the ladders and way down low, soon we have filled you with colors, creations, energy. You are stone, but you don't have to be hard. Yet another line I like. You are stone, but you don't have to be hard. And look at the people that are working on the wall, creating larger sized versions of their community. Hey wall, look at you now. You are beautiful. Now you tell the real story of us, and together we are something to see. And so these persons on the wall are not up against the wall, they are the wall. So the wall is the community is the wall. Looks like someone signed his name down here, Angel or Angel. That might have been one of the artists. Hey wall. And let's take a look together at these two pages, because now we see the larger-in-life community members reflected on the blue wall, the formerly blank, cold, old blue wall, and above all of the street and neighborhood and community life going on. The street's actually been cut off from traffic, it looks like, with a sawhorse, and there looks to be a farmer's market, maybe some crafts for sale, other food vendors, the ice cream truck is there. Looks to be one car, but probably parked. There's still a ladder up against the wall, so I guess they're still finishing. But the wall now is part of the community. All because one boy had the idea to create art and community. Art and community. Community out of art. Art reflecting the community. I want to read one brief statement from the author because it spoke to me. Walls often separate and divide. When neglected, they can appear lonely and sad, but art and artists have the power to change that. A blank wall can become a canvas that unites and transforms neighborhoods and communities. It can become a place for messages of hope and pride filled with emotion and personality. Street art can make a wall come alive. The author says, it was my desire to write a story that pays tribute to street art and artists, but I also wanted to honor kids. Their ideas and creativity give them the power to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Hey Wall is that story, and I am so proud to tell it. Thank you very much for sharing with me Hey Wall. I hope you understand why it spoke to me and that you made some connections of your own. You might go out with your family to see the significant number of wall murals in Austin. There are tours that you can self-take in your car, on your bike, on foot to see all these murals. I also want to make sure that people are aware that in addition to our many murals on walls all over Austin, we have a couple, and particularly one very recent street art installation. Exactly what I say, an installation on the street, painted on the street. This is on East 11th between Waller and Lydia Streets, and it was painted collaboratively by many artists who set up their tents and brought out their supplies and joined in a historically Black neighborhood community in East Austin to celebrate the community and to share with others so that others may understand the significance of this community, of the movement that we are all embracing right now. And this actual statement, Black Artists Matter, reflects so much in line with what Hey Wall reflects, the community, the understanding of the people in the community and the sharing of a community with others so that we can all understand and share in a one community of humans and artistic expression. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you taking time, and I hope to see you at the UMLAUF Sculpture Garden and Museum in the near future for story time or just to come and hang out. I'll see you next Thursday for more story time. Cheers.